Our stories. We'll start with the Attorney General, Godfred Dame, because he has defended the prosecution of individuals who commit offences during protests following the arrest and prosecution of 53 persons charged with unlawful assembly, unlawful harm, offensive conduct conducive to a breach and theft. More on this story from ChannelOne News' Hansen Ajima.
Attorney General Godfred Dame expressed his views on the prosecution of Democracy Hub protesters while speaking as a guest at the annual conference of the Association of Judges and Magistrates. This year's conference focused on the security and welfare of judges, provided a platform for judges and magistrates to discuss issues pertinent to their well-being. During his address, Dame reiterated the necessity of prosecuting individuals arrested for alleged criminal acts during protests, stating his support for encouraging a culture of protest. However, he emphasized that those who commit crimes during such demonstrations must be held accountable under the law.
Respectfully, an unhealthy cycle in the life relation is occurring once again. The drumbeats of violence, mayhem, incitement to violence, and civil disobedience are being beaten, and indeed have gone a notch higher. There are attempts to create tension and instill fear into people through demonstrations, which in some cases are a ruse for mounting an attack on the security forces violation and disrupting the running of essential services, essential public services. This, with the greatest respect, is not countenance in any democracy.
The principal legal advisor to the state indicated that he would advise prosecutors to consider granting bail to the accused individuals.
I urge the police service to swiftly conclude investigations by the next adjourned date of the cases involving the prosecution of excesses for recent protests in Accra, so as to exclude by that date all those against whom sufficient evidence cannot be found to proceed further. I also advise the prosecution to consider relevant bail applications at the next adjourned dates of the cases.
Dame also addressed the prosecution of those involved in illegal mining, urging the Chief Justice to instruct judges handling these cases to expedite the proceedings, aiming for a completion within a month.
Some have been pending since 2020. This situation, with all respect, cannot be right. We are in urgent national crisis, and all citizens and institutions with any form of role to play must be called upon to act. Your leadership, I therefore respectfully call on you to direct all judges sitting on Galamsey cases to conclude the cases, the hearing of which has started within 1 month from the commencement of the legal year on 10th October 2024.
Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono responded by stating that the judiciary cannot be blamed for delays encountered in some cases.
On the issue of delays in Galamsey cases, the Attorney General will acknowledge that our engagements have shown that the delays often come from the work of prosecutors.
On the issue of judicial welfare, she highlighted the need for secure accommodation for judges to ensure their safety.
Judges have been forced to rent houses when posted to serve around the country. These rentals come with additional costs to the national budget because when a judge rents a house, that payment must be reimbursed from the budget allocated for justice delivery at an agreed rate. It also comes with exposure of judges' living conditions to the general public, allowing for threats to their personal security, threats to the integrity of the justice delivery process, and threats to the independence of the judiciary.
Meanwhile, the president of the Association of Judges and Magistrates reassured the commitment of the organization to the security of judges. He, however, raised concerns about the non-payment of some allowances.
As we speak, today is 2nd of October. We have entered the 4th quarter. This is the last quarter of the year. Even the 2nd quarter fuel allowance for all categories of judges have not been paid, from the Supreme Court to the magistracy. And it surprises me a bit because in the case of the lower bench, the source of their fuel allowance is different. It's not from the controller. It is from our internally generated fund. So I would have expected that in their case, the payment, even if the controller is not releasing fund for it, in the case of the internally generated fund, they would have been paid. But they're also in the same boat with us.
The Chief Justice at the opening ceremony of the conference also assured judges and magistrates of their welfare. Reporting for Channel One News, Hansen Ajeman.